Just wanted to show you today how easy it is to dehydrate frozen vegetables. It's cold, it's winter, our gardens are down, but there's no reason why when there's a sale in the store for frozen veg that you just don't go out and grab it and dehydrate it and store it. The effort is worth it when you save in the long run for these kinds of things. So I have my dehydrator. It's not the biggest, it's not the best, but just another example of you don't need the biggest and you don't need the best. It does the job just fine. Now these other racks that come with it, they have very large holes. When you dehydrate veg, it's going to fall through these holes. I can guarantee it. So I didn't want to go online, look for the inserts, pay for shipping, wait for things, so I'm the kind of person who just goes out and finds it, does it myself. So what I did is I went to the craft store and I got these. I couldn't make one round ring out of these, so with each sheet. So I separated them into two, made a template, and I'll make a video on how to do that. So I just put my smaller grates in here, and I will show you just how easy it is to do your veg in a dehydrator. First of all, corn. Corn, I find here anyway in my dehydrator, it takes forever. So I'm going to put it on the bottom because everything that I put on the bottom seems to get done quicker. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the corn on the bottom, frozen. I didn't thaw it. I didn't do anything to it. Straight out of the freezer, right into the dehydrator. Now I know they're not completely separated, and I just kind of make a few little holes. They'll dehydrate just fine doing it that way. So I'll put that on the bottom rack. The second one will be green beans. Again, these are larger. So, but I find, truthfully, I find that they actually dehydrate really quickly compared to some other things that I have. So these ones I will space them out a little bit more, leave a little bit of circulation room, and I'll put that right on top. Now I have actually warmed my dehydrator up prior to this, but it was really noisy, so I turned it off. And my peas. If you don't have the inserts for your dehydrator, these will for sure fall through. So you have to have a smaller, finer mesh. And these are tricky because they always fall on the floor for me. So we'll just space it out. These fall nicely and line up really, really nicely. And just lay them flat. The next one is broccoli. I love broccoli dehydrated. It turns out really well. Now, these are awfully big. These are humongous. So when I do fresh broccoli, I never put them in this big. And I can tell you right now, by doing this, that these are going to take forever. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to cut them up into smaller pieces and then put them into the dehydrator. So I'll put that aside. And then I've got my mixed veg, which I love this because I have a jar of this right by the stove, right in my cupboard. It's so easy to grab a handful, put it into your crock pot or your soup or whatever you like, your noodles, anything, and it's so nice. You don't have to open a bunch of jars, just grab a handful of this. So that was like a half a bag of each. So I'll put that on. Like I said, not the biggest, not the best, but it does the job well. Now, if you are going to do fresh vegetables, that's a whole different ball game, so I'll get into that in another video. But I wanted to show you how easy it is for frozen vegetables. When they're on sale, It is so worth it. The money that you save to be able to store these, give some room in your freezer, and put these on the shelf is worth all of it. And it takes seconds to do. So I'm going to let it run, and then I will come back after many hours. I'll tell you how many hours this takes, and then I'll come back then and show you how it turned out. So here are the results of the dehydrated veg. It took approximately 12 hours to do it. Mind you, the peas, they were done first, so I actually took them out and just left the 4 trays on. But as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's dehydrated. It doesn't really look anything like what it did when it started. These are super, super small. And this is what it went in as right from the freezer. So that's your peas. And they're quite small, so make sure you have your little trays so they don't fall through the grates. And the beans, well, they just look pitiful, don't they? But they turn out so well when you rehydrate it again. You would be absolutely amazed. And the taste is wonderful. And let's see, the broccoli, well, look at that broccoli. Now, I did cut this broccoli into 2 and 3s before I put it in the dehydrator because it was just way too big. It was just way too big, and I knew it just wouldn't work. And this is what came out of it. Those are the flowers of them, and then you got your little tiny little stalks there. And they are the best to rehydrate. They taste so great, and they're quick to rehydrate. So the mixed veg, here they are all plump, straight from the freezer. That's how they went in, and that's what they look like after. Great in your soups, your stews, your crock pot. Anything that you want these in, they are so handy. And the corn. I find that the peaches and cream corn dehydrates better on the trays that I have than regular sweet corn. I don't know why, but for some reason the peaches and cream does a lot better, and these are peaches and cream, and when they rehydrate they come back plump and juicy and taste like corn, and it is delicious. So, you know, give it a try. Great for your food storage, and no excuse not to try something new, and it saves a lot of money in the long run. So till next time, hey do.